Hey everyone, welcome back to another Godzilla Battleline video, and today we are going to be going over the units that I believe are your best investments for the month of September 2021. So what does this mean? Well, I already have one unit investment video on the channel, and I kind of slacked in August and did not put one up. But starting now, I will do one of these every single month that the game is active. So we are going to be talking about units that I think that you can invest your Godzilla coins into now. That way you can see the most benefit from them in the future. Now, I just want to say these are the units that I believe are the best to invest in right now. However, Toho can go around and nerf and buff whatever they want. But with that being said, I'm not talking about units in this video that are overly meta. Yes, there are some units on this list, specifically one that I think has been meta for a long time. But other than that, everyone on this list is pretty much subjective to if you want to add them in or not. And I think that they all will eventually benefit in the future, and your investment in them will be well worthwhile. You know, you don't want to invest 400k into a character and then the next month they're trash, right? So these are the units that I believe, even if you invest in them now, they will still hold value later on as this game evolves. So for the first character on this list, it is the character that I believe has been meta for a long time, and that is Godzilla 89. Now, the reasons you're going to want to invest in Godzilla 89 is he's a great leader, right? He has really good health, he has solid damage as a leader, and also when he's a leader, when he goes to punch, he can hit multiple units at once, and that's pretty solid for a leader who's stationary, right? And he has a really solid buff that gives 50% damage to all units on the field that are 5+ energy. So that's pretty good to have. It's a great utility. However, he really shines as a unit. Godzilla 89 has a massive health pool and he has massive damage as a unit, and I think he is probably the best tank in the game currently. He's been very good for the last 3 seasons, and he is basically an unstoppable wall once he gets going. If you can provide him with some buffs or some assistance, you can really do some punishing damage with Godzilla 89 on your team, and that is why I think he's probably one of the best investments you could be making on your roster right now. Next up is Manila. Now, I know he gets a bad rep because of the movies, and personally, he isn't my favorite version of the baby Godzillas. However, in Battleline, he is probably one of the best bang for your buck units. He is a 2-cost monster, and he probably has the best slow in the game. And not only is his slow really good, but his range on that slow is solid, and it doesn't hurt him that he can also hit flying units. You can slow down Mothras, Ghidorahs, Rodans, Mothra Leo, who just was added to the game and has a really high damage pool with their rushdown. So Manila just goes a long way. He's a great utility to have partnered up in your deck. He's cheap, and he can really prevent some big damage from being done to you and buy your units some time to get their attacks in. I use him on my team. I've been using him now for 2 months. He's a great character, and I think that there is a lot of value to be had in using Manila. Next up is Mega Gearus. Now, Mega Gearus had her cost reduced to 5 energy, she can fly, and she has a massive debuff zone, as well as her just being a very strong unit in general. She's really good at taking pre-evolution units down even without her buff, and with her buff, she can slow down even the most powerful of enemy units. So like Godzilla 89 coming your way, so he's already kind of slow him down even more, right? Any unit, she can slow him, she can hit him, she goes everywhere. Mega Gearus is just a great unit overall to have. She's a decent cost unit. There are cheaper options like Rodan or even Mothra. However, Mothra has just received a nerf, and Ghidorah himself isn't seeing a lot of play either. So the 2 best flyers in the game right now, I think, are Mega Gearus and Rodan. Although I do think that Mega Gearus gets the one up on Rodan due to her ability to do slow for 5 seconds. Mega Gearus is seeing a lot of play, and I think she's going to be around for quite a while with the debuff she can grant and her decreased cost. Now, King Caesar is the next one on the list, and King Caesar is pretty cheap, relatively speaking, and he has a rushdown attack. He's one of 2 units that have that ability, and he does a ton of damage when he makes the hit. Now, King Caesar, in my opinion, is the best for taking down pre-evolution units. I know I made a case in the last section for Mega Gearus that she's really good at it, but King Caesar, I think, is the definitive pre-evolution killer. He's really great at gatekeeping Ultimas from spawning, as well as Mothra larvas. Now, Mothra isn't seeing too much play these days, but Batra is seeing some play, Violante is seeing some play, so anyone that needs to evolve, King Caesar is the ultimate destroyer of. And finally, for the last unit on this list that is not 4 stars, we have Gigant. Now, I want to talk about Gigant not so much as a unit, but more so as a leader. Now, Gigant has pretty solid stats as a leader. He's got good health, he's got good offense, his ability is pretty good, you can take all your slow units, make them fast, and so forth. But the real reason I want to talk about Gigant as a leader is because having him as your leader opens up the other 2 3-star leaders to be usable on your field as a unit. So those are Godzilla 89 and Mecha Godzilla at the time of recording this. So yeah, like, Gigant being on this list isn't directly correlated with how good he is in battle. It's more the fact that you should upgrade him so he's stronger and will allow you to use other units on the field, because Mecha Godzilla and Godzilla 89 are both really good units you can be using, especially Mecha Godzilla. He's really cheap and he has anti-air. Gigant's just going to run straight for the leader, so in my opinion, putting Gigant as your leader and then using those 2 units on the board is probably a really great strategy you should be utilizing, considering they're 2 of the better units from the 3-star pool that are easy to get pieces for an upgrade. For the last unit that I think is worth of investing your coins in, I want to talk about Godzilla 2021. Now, a lot of people are noting that he has extremely low health. However, Godzilla 2021 has the best damage in the game, not in base stat numbers, but because of his ability. The ability to scale damage up and up the longer he's attacking will remain one of the best DPS mechanics in this game, period. So unless Godzilla 2021 gets a substantial nerf to his time to increase his damage and his damage in general, he is going to remain a safe bet for damage. Now, he isn't seeing too much play these days because he has low health, and it takes a lot to get him from one side of the map to the other so that he can annihilate your opponents, plus his attack startup time is pretty low. However, because he isn't seeing a lot of play, I don't believe he's going to be nerfed anytime soon, and if anything, he may get a speed buff. Now, that's just speculation and everything on that, but we've noticed that whenever characters get buffed or nerfed, it's either because of how little they're getting played or how often they're getting played, right? So Godzilla 21 isn't really being played too often, and he has one of the best mechanics in the game, and I think that's why he is a safe bet to invest in when you get pieces for him. And finally, before I wrap up this video, I just wanted to give a shout out to 2 honorable mentions that I did not include on this list, and that is Space Godzilla and Godzilla Ultima. Godzilla Ultima is one of the best units in the game. He has a decent health pool, he has great damage, he has the best range in the game, he has a slow attack speed, and part of me believes that he could see a nerf coming soon because they nerfed him once and he's still seeing as much play as he was before, so maybe a second nerf is in line, who knows. I upgrade my Ultima, I use my Ultima, but I don't know if he is a safe bet for investment in because he could be seeing a nerf, we don't know. Next is Space Godzilla. Space Godzilla is a really great unit overall with his crystals, but I don't think Space Godzilla himself is enough for your investments because you're basically using him as a crystal machine. So that's why I didn't include both of these characters on this list. However, I do think they are good units. If you want to invest in them, go for it, but they are not on my recommended investment list for September of 2021. So there you have it. What do you think of the list of units that I've come up with for this month? Do you agree with me that some of these are better invested than others? And if there's any units that you believe should have been on this list, let me know down below. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.